This one is like for the guests, but no one has like what
All please rise in a moment of silence. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Clerk, please take a roll call.
Alderman Strobasher? Here. Alderman Coffey?
Here.
Alderman Arundel?
Absent.
Alderman Beach?
Here.
Alderman Saracini? Here. Alderman Kent?
Here.
Alderman Doherty?
Here.
Alderman Verzicki?
Here.
There is a quorum, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you to the Palos Heights Women's Club for promoting and sponsoring tonight's Mayor for a Day program, and to the City Council members for their support and guidance in this valuable learning experience. Consent calendar. Approval of the Mayor for a Day meeting minutes dated October 15th, 2019. Approval of payroll and voucher list for the period ending October 15th, 2021. Approval of a request to conduct a bike-a-thon on the Calisag Trail in the city of Palos Heights on Saturday, October 30th, 2021. Proceeds from the event will be divided equally between the participating schools to help fund special projects. Are there any questions or changes to the consent agenda? Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I second.
Call the vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do a roll call. Primary for the roll call.
Will a representative from the Women's Club come forward to accept the proclamation? Thank you for sponsoring the Mayor for a Day program. The Mayor for a Day essay contest was established by the Palos Heights Women's Club in 1977, and the purpose of the contest is to hear from the youth of our community what improvements they feel would make Palos Heights a better place to live. And there are basically 4 rules to enter the essay contest. You must be a resident of Palos Heights, you must be an 8th grade student, submit a 200 to 300 word essay, and 4. Include 4 ideas you would like to see implemented for the city's improvement. And the youth of our city are a valuable resource, and it is important for the youth of Palos Heights to learn and understand the role of local government. And the Mayor for a Day program has become a tradition in Palos Heights. One that has been a benefit to both the city and the students who have participated in the program for the past 44 years. I would like to remind all residents to shop and dine in Palos Heights. Our local business owners depend on you and me to help them survive. Clerk Praska.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to give a summary of the 2020 Freedom of Information Report. The clerk's office received a total of 251 Freedom of Information requests in 2020 for records and/or documents of the following departments. Administration received 47, Police Department received 125, Building and Zoning Department received 70, Police Works Department received 9. All FOIA requests were responded to within the 5-day limit, with the exception of 3 requests which required additional time, and 37 requests which were for commercial purposes and were allowed extra time. I would also like to report that we are in the compliance with the posting requirements on the city's website for 2021. The city has 5 certified FOIA officers, and the clerk and deputy clerk are certified for Open Meeting Act requirements. That concludes my report. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Treasurer Elise Alligood.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The summary fund report for the month ending September 30th, 2021 is as follows. General fund ending balance, $3,122,225.74. Special funds ending balance, $15,186,096.11. I'm happy to report that the city has once again received the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in the Financial Reporting from the GFOA. The GFOA established the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting Program, CAFR program, in 1945 to encourage and assist state and local governments to go beyond the minimum requirements of generally accepted accounting principles to prepare comprehensive annual financial reports that evidence the spirit of transparency and full disclosure, and then recognize the individual governments that succeed in achieving that goal. The goal of the program is not to assess the financial health of participating governments, but to rather ensure that the users of their financial statements have the information they need to do so themselves. The city has received this distinguished recognition for the past 13 years. That concludes my report. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
City Attorney Laura Rugbud.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to report that there is no pending litigation against the city at this time. We are continuing to investigate the feasibility and legality of putting a casino on the banks of the Calsag at Lake Kazan. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Is there any correspondence for anyone that they want to read?
Yes. There will be a veterans breakfast on November 11th at the Rec Center honoring our veterans.
Is anyone in the audience who would like to come forward to address the City Council? If so, please come up to the podium and state your name and address for the record. Finance, Alderman Sarah Berzicki.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have two items. I move to approval of the fiscal year 2021 annual budget in the total amount of $28,929,900.
Is there a second?
I second.
Second.
Please call the
All
vote.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number two, I move to approve renewing the city's health insurance coverage with Blue Cross Blue Shield at an increase of 5.5%.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Public Safety, Alderman Abigail Beach.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have two items. Number one, the Palos Heights Police Department would like to remind everyone that distracted driving includes texting, using a cell phone, grooming, reading, using a navigation system, watching a video, and adjusting a radio. Texting while driving is considered the most dangerous distraction, and young drivers ages 16 to 24 do so more than older drivers. Drivers, young and old, need to be educated about the dangers of distracted driving. Please remember distracted driving causes accidents and can kill. Number two, I move to increasing the fees of a traffic fine for distracted driving from between $50 and $250 to between $200 and $500.
Is there a second?
I second.
Please call the vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
I would also like to remind everyone to lock it or lose it. Always lock your car doors and close all windows to prevent theft from your vehicle. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Municipal Grounds and Property, Alderman Ellen Sarchini.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Waste pickup will continue with the same scheduling used last year. If you need a reminder for a recycling schedule, magnetic calendars are available at City Hall. If you are a senior citizen and have not received your billing discount, you may also pick up an application at City Hall or download one from our website. Scheduling also remains the same as last year for the chipper service. Remember to place cut limbs no larger than 4 inches diameter in branches curbside with cut ends pointing toward the road. Please limit piles to 4 feet by 8 feet per week. Chipper service ends the week of October 25th. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Planning and Zoning, Alderman Terry Doherty.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to authorize the city attorney to draft an ordinance for a zoning variance to allow a licensed rendered daycare center as a special use in a B-zone building located at 1225th West 127th Street. Petition filed by Miss Chris Kringle.
Is there a second?
I second.
Please call a vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Recreation, Alderman Harrison Strobasher.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. October is a very busy month here in Palos Heights. October 13th was the last outdoor farmers market for the season. There will be 2 fall farmers markets held in the Orchard Room at the Palos Heights Recreation Center on November 13th and December 18th. Children ages 3 to 5 years old are invited to this year's Vampirina Party on Friday, October 22nd from 4 to 5 o'clock at the Rec Center. There will be crafts, treats, and games. Our big Halloween event, Touch a Truck and Treat, will be on Thursday, October 28th from 5 to 8 in the Palos Heights Pool parking lot. Come and enjoy a hands-on experience with police and fire department vehicles, construction equipment, and lots of candy, too. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Roads and Construction, Alderman Quinn Arundel.
I'll take his report.
I'll take Quinn Arundel's report. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to approve authorizing the Director of Public Works to have the city engineer prepare specifications and go out to bid for the 2020 roads program as presented.
2022.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Second right here.
License, permits, and franchises, Alderman Gianna Kent.
Can I say Mr. Mayor?
Mr. Mayor,
Excuse me.
I have additional information for you. Roads and Construction Report 17. The 23rd Street Road reconstruction project is on schedule to be complete by November 1st. Landscaping for the affected properties will be restored, and sod will be laid to the sides of the roads.
Everything is on schedule as planned.
And everything is on schedule as prompt. Thank you for your patience during this construction process.
End of my report.
End of my report, Mr. Mayor.
License, permits, and franchises, Alderman Gianna Kent.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have 2 items on the agenda this evening. First, I motion to authorize the city administrator to direct city staff to have specifications prepared and go out for the bid for a skateboard park in Palos Heights.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
The second, I motion to authorize the city administrator to direct city staff to prepare specifications and go out for bid for the construction of an outdoor hockey rink in Palos Heights.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Water and Sewer, Alderman Mark Coffey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. One item. I move to authorize the Director of Public Works to begin the inspection and cleanup of accumulated debris in Navajo Creek, which might be obstructing the flow of rainwater to the Calsag Channel. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Is there a second?
Aye.
Please call the vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Business, Economic Development, Alderman Harrison Strobasher.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Even though we are weeks away, please mark your calendar for December 3rd and 4th for this year's Chris Kingle Market. We are very excited about this event. We will again have over 75 vendors at the market. Palos Heights and the Business Economic Advisory Committee are well aware about how small businesses add to community life. We would like you to remember our local businesses this holiday season. Shop local and dine local. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Cable TV, Alderman Terry Doherty.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Comcast has requested to continue using Channel 4 Palos Heights as a model cable access TV station for other towns in the southwest regions to visit and tour our studio facilities and operational systems currently in place. Most towns are interested in upgrading from a bulletin board to a taped video program to provide improved transparency along installing equipment for capacity to support their plan. The following multiplicatives have visited the Channel 4 facilities and received a tour of the Channel 4 studio and control room. Village of University Park, City of Oak Forest, Village of Mateson, Village of Chicago Ridge. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Is there any old business? Is there any new business?
Yes.
Yes.
Just say here, yes, I'd like to thank the Women's Club for hosting this event.
Yes, I'd like to thank the Women's Club for hosting this event.
Does anyone wish to ask questions in regards to tonight's meeting? Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Say
Aye.
Is there a second?
Yes.
Second.
I second.
aye. I'll second that. Yes.
The meeting is adjourned.
Some places you can do that.